The history of Orlando dates back to 1838, around the time of the Seminole War. The U.S. Army built the fort south of today's Orlando city limits to protect many settlers from the attack of Indians. In about 2 years' time, a small community had grown around the fort, and it was said that Jarrigan established the first permanent settlement in this area, which also plays a part in the first post office nearly a decade following. In 1957, the settlement expanded north, and the community officially changed name to Orlando, and the post office would adapt the name change. It's still not clear where the name Orlando came from. It is said there are four different stories on how the name came about. The most common story is a group of soldiers during the Seminole War fought and pushed the Indians back into the swamp. The troops settled there for a night. Orlando Rivas was the one who spotted the log floating towards him and his fellow soldiers as he alarmed them by firing shots. The Indians then tried to attempt an ambush but were chased back. Thus, historians date Orlando's name back around 1836 when soldier Orlando Rivas died in this area during the time of the Seminole War. Here's a brief history on Major League Soccer. In 1994, a promise was made between FIFA and the United States. The promise stated that there would be a professional soccer league in the U.S. only if the World Cup can be held here. At the start, there was only 10 teams, divided into two conferences, Western and Eastern. After battling through the tough grind of the regular season, followed by the playoffs, the final two teams from each conference play each other in the MLS Cup. Winner takes home the trophy and is named King of Major League Soccer to the next season. Now, almost 20 years later, Major League Soccer is still standing and in fact even growing. Now there's 18 teams since the league had expanded in 2011. And now which brings me to the marketing question section. Now after we took a look at the history of the beautiful city of Orlando and a brief look at Major League Soccer history, brings me to this question. Would Orlando be a good place to locate a new Major League Soccer team? In order for me to determine if this will be a great decision or a bad decision, I must look at the target demographics for the MLS, then take the top 5 MLS teams in their cities and look at what makes them successful in terms of population, gender, age, and race/ethical cultural background. I will also be looking at their average attendance. Now, target demographics. After doing some research on MLS, I came across some interesting information. I feel this information will help me figure out my marketing question. Now I'm going to take a look at the article entitled, Who is the Target Demographic for MLS? The article talked about soccer moms, Latinos, soccer players, and males between the ages of 35 and 39 as being the main audience. Another article, MLS needs to target the urban crowd, as the writer Steve Davis stated, believe it, this is where MLS will jump the cultural divide. He feels this will finally raise soccer past the sticking point and graduate from second-class status in domestic sports. With this gathered information, I will be looking at the following: Orlando, as well as MLS top 5 teams, city population, gender, age, kids between 5 and 9, moms, males between 35 and 39, also race, white, black, and Hispanic. The reason I chose these 3 races mainly because white/European descent is big in soccer overseas, Hispanic, who soccer is geared towards, and blacks, which is felt that MLS need to build a stronger audience in the urban community. Here, pay close attention to Orlando City's demographics. Now let's take a look at Orlando's demographics according to the records found on AmericanFactFinder.com. Let's look at the population, that's shown. Kids ages between 5 and 9. The male population. Male population between the ages 35 and 39. The female population. Whites living in the area, blacks living in the area, and of course Hispanic living in the area. Hopefully all this information will help us determine if this will be a good place or not. Now that we've seen Orlando City's demographics, now let's take a look at the top 5 MLS team demographics. In order to determine if Orlando stands a chance, we must take a look at the top 5 and their respective cities. I picked these teams based on winning percentage, winners of the World Cup. I also broke down the demographics. The first team I looked into was the DC United, winners of 4 MLS Cups. Here's the demographic for Washington, D.C. Take a look at the population, the kids' age between 5 and 9, male population, males between 35 and 39, female population, and of course whites in the areas, black in the area, Hispanics in the area. And here at the bottom we have the average attendance and the stadium capacity. The second team is the Los Angeles Galaxy, winners of 4 MLS Cups. Demographics for the city of Los Angeles. Here's the population, kids ages between 5 and 9, the male population between the ages of 35 and 39, female population, whites living in the area, blacks living in the area, and also Hispanics living in the area. Here's their stadium average attendance and the capacity. The third team is the Houston Dynamo, winners of 2 MLS Cups, close to Orlando. Demographics for the city of Houston. Here's the population. The kids aging range from 5 to 9. The male population between 35 and 39. Female population, whites in the area, blacks in the area, Hispanic. Also, average attendance and stadium capacity. The fourth team is the San Jose Earthquakes, winners of 2 MLS Cups. Demographic for the city of San Jose. Population, kids ages from 5 to 9. Male population between the ages 35 and 39. Female population, whites in the area, blacks in the area, and Hispanics in the area. Average attendance and the stadium capacity. And the last and final team is the FC Dallas. Have not won a MLS Cup yet, but it's pretty close to the Orlando. Demographic for the city of Dallas. Take a look at the population. The kid ages range from 5 to 9. Male population between 35 and 39. Female population, whites in the area, blacks in the area, and Hispanics in the area. The average attendance and the stadium capacity. Analysis and implication. Now that I gathered the information needed, I can now look at the numbers to see if this will be a good move. First, we start off with the population, as this is key. The more people living in the area, a better chance for a successful franchise. As you can see, Orlando City doesn't match up as well with the population of the other cities. This will be expected as the other cities are much larger, as well as the state they're in. The only city Orlando is somewhat close to is the San Jose City. Now looking at the information in the chart, Orlando City don't look like it would be a good enough spot. The chance Orlando City do have is the max capacity for the largest stadium in MLS, which is 20,500 people. The minor league soccer team Orlando City averages 11,220 fans. The lowest team average attendance on the list is 10,392 fans. This leads me to believe that they might have a chance in running a successful franchise. In conclusion, Orlando City has a good chance at running a successful professional soccer team. It's shown in the project that they're pretty solid in some key areas that the MLS is targeting. Even though it's the second lowest in Hispanic population at 25.4% because of the city size, it's still a pretty solid number at 60,483. I'm pretty sure at least 25,000 are diehard soccer fans and couldn't wait for a pro league to come to the U.S. This can help out the average attendance. Hopefully, the team can start off winning so they can attract a bigger fan base. I also feel it will be successful as Orlando has the second highest percentage of blacks at 28.1%. I feel if MLS can get the urban community interested more in their sport, Orlando will have a greater chance. So in all, I'm voting for a Major League Soccer team to come to the city of Orlando.